My dream, and I just want it. Can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself.
What's up guys, my name is Frosty and welcome to a quick little video just going through the notes for the February patch that came out yesterday. Just going to sort of have a little read through of exactly what's coming out with this patch and just sort of give my thoughts on what's happening with it. So for starters, obviously we have the two new maps. We've got Impact Dark and War Machine. So with Impact Dark, that says, after we released Gears of War 4, the multiplayer design team had the opportunity to look at our launch lineup of maps and wonder how could we have made those maps play entirely different. Those discussions birthed a new type of map design that all begins with Impact Dark, a remixed version of Impact that completely reimagines the combat dynamics of the original. The new nighttime setting for Impact doesn't just bring a new ambience. For the first time in Gears of War Versus, visibility is permanently reduced by smoke that has settled over the battlefield, forcing you closer to the action. Every weapon swap has been changed to alter the flow of the map. So snipers are replaced with bolt-ox, drop shot is there instead of torque bow, and overkill's now where the incendiaries used to be. The result is a new version of Impact that plays completely differently to its original brethren. The combination of close-range weapon swaps and reduced visibility ups the pace for a more intense version of Impact, where players need to stay on their toes to win. Support players will need to take bigger risks to impact fights, and reduced visibility will make reading the battlefield tougher for even the most competitive teams. So basically the first map of the two new maps that we get this month is a launch map, but with the lighting changed on it, is essentially what it is. So basically the game's been out for 4 months and we're already getting rehashed launch maps for some reason. And it's worrying with what they say, because it's the multiplayer design team had the opportunity to look at our launch lineup of maps and wonder how could we have made those maps play differently. So that suggests that they've looked at other maps as well. So chances are next month with the new maps we're probably going to get another new launch map that's been redone with a different time setting of day. So I'm not entirely happy with that. If they wanted to make a map that forces you to sort of play closer to your opponents and force fights, just make a smaller map. Don't redo a map that you did with your launch game that's been out for 4 months and just change the time of day on it. Just make a new map. But that's how they've decided to go about it. The other map we've got is War Machine, which I'm fairly happy with. Quite like War Machine. War Machine, in fairness, is a decent map. Again, it's a remade map from its original Gears 1 map, which I think has been remade in just about all the Gears games up to this point. But it's a decent map, so it's fair enough. The only thing I've got a problem with that is the turret again, because as we all know, Glory plays like an absolute hellacious map, and that's purely down to the turret. So I'm interested to see if it's the same on War Machine this time around. I feel like in the previous games it never really made much of a difference, but with Glory, the turret on that game just completely dictates the entire map, so we'll have to wait and see with that. What does it say about that? So a drastic new take on the setting, moving away from the old abandoned train station locale. War Machine is now set in a new cog settlement, standing out with its pristine appearance and gleaming grandiose features. Compared to the original, signs of life are everywhere, from the active DB security bay to the train sitting at the end of the platform ready to depart. Despite this new setting, everything fans know and love about the map is still here. The frantic opening fight for the sniper, the intense fight for torque around the pillars, and of course the ever important turret to dominate enemies that stray too far into the open. So, I mean, this already seems like, as much as I like the map War Machine, this seems like two maps that again I'm going to hate the hell out of, just like Glory and Spire from the second update that was out. Obviously both of those are now available in the developer playlist for season pass holders. You can play TDM Guardian and King of the Hill. So if we move down, next is Guardian improvements. So let's see, so based on fan feedback, we've changed the spawning system from the original spawn swap solution to something entirely new, leader spawns. Now you'll respawn in a location close to your leader, adding a new tactical edge. Leaders now need to position themselves in beneficial areas of the map, while other players will have the opportunity to get back to their leader and come to their aid. And then it goes on about how it's brilliant for the new impact map. Honestly, reading that, I don't think... I quite enjoy the game mode Guardian, but I don't think that's going to make a bit of difference. The majority of Guardian games I play, the leaders just sit in the spawn, so people are just going to be spawning in the spawn anyway. I don't honestly see how that would change anything, but we'll wait and see. I might have to play a few games of Guardian and see what's up with that then. Valentine's event. February 10th marks the beginning of over a week of Valentine's Day celebrations with new gear packs. So we've got new gear packs coming out on the 10th, which I assume, with it being in the Valentine's event section, means it's going to be Valentine's Day themed. Daily Valentine's themed bounties. Another craftable character. Okay, so there's a new craftable character coming for that as well. And the much requested return of Talkbow tag, which I don't care one bit about, but if people want to play that, that's fine. That's something for them, I suppose. And it says stay tuned for more news on Valentine's Day events later this week, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that then. Let's have a look. So looking forward, there's much more to come. Exciting new features, characters and content arriving in the months ahead. Today I want to share a few updates on some hotly requested community features and content that is on the way. So back in November we announced we were working on a new feature based on fan feedback, a pre-game lobby system for core and competitive playlists to improve the ranked experience in Gears of War 4. Today we are excited to share that core and competitive lobbies will arrive next month in the March update. We will share more details, news and first looks at this new system with the release, or closer to the release, sorry. So that's good. That's the first good thing I'm seeing from this patch, or this update. So we're getting pre-game lobbies for core and competitive lobbies, which is brilliant. Honestly, I don't understand why the game didn't come with them originally, but at least that shows that they are listening, and we are going to get pre-game lobbies in core and competitive. So that's next month's update. So already looking forward to March update, because I would love to have core and competitive lobbies. So that's good. So late last week they sent out the Gears feedback program survey, with questions related to playlist and weapon tuning. So they're sorting through that in the coming weeks, and will report any changes that they make. Okay. Following on the heels of Dizzy, we are hard at work bringing back more legacy characters. Also good. Praying and fingers crossed for Young Baird, because I really want to play as him, by updating their voice work and character fidelity to make them right at home in Gears 4. So they're currently working on old characters. That's cool. So beginning next month, so another March one, so March is looking like a good month already. This work will turn into a steady flow of legacy characters for our fans, from iconic heroes of the past to the hotly demanded return of Locust characters, another good thing. Okay, so March is looking good. We're going to be getting Locust characters as well, which is good because we need more characters on Swarm, because we're swamped with COG characters and we have barely any Locust characters. There's like 5 different ones with about 5 different skins each, but that's good. So we're getting old Locust characters back, and we're getting more old COG characters, which is cool. That's good. So March is already looking like a good month for an update. So the March update is already looking good. So they also have huge updates coming this summer to Horde, a new difficulty mode, Iron Man mode. It doesn't explain what any of that is. Level 6 skills, more skills for existing classes, new achievements and much more. I'll be honest, I don't really play Horde, so I can't really comment on if people were asking for that lot or not. But there's getting a new difficulty mode and an Iron Man mode, whatever that is, so something for Horde fans to look forward to as well, I'm sure. As I say, I don't really play Horde, so I can't really sort of make a comment on that. And then we have the February update notes. So added a small delay before being able to fire when wall cancelling, now balanced with existing wall bounce firing delay. Ooh, okay. So for wall bouncy, wall cancel people, it could affect your gameplay quite a bit then. It doesn't say what the delay is, just a small delay. That's interesting. That would be one to keep an eye on for certain, see how sort of much of a delay there is. So new Guardian spawn system, which it mentioned above, added IFF lights onto Dizzy to bring visual readability of his model in line with all other characters. I assume that just means he looks a bit brighter on the map. I don't really know. Torque bow now rotates with sniper every round on Blood Drive. That's fine. Reduce the frequency of spawn swaps on Blood Drive. That's good. Reducing the frequency of spawn swaps on Blood Drive is good. If you've played TDM on Blood Drive, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You literally can be sat on one side of the map and the spawns will swap and they'll spawn on you at the spawn, which is ridiculous, so that's good. Resolved an issue that could cause the Kestrel to be stuck outside on Blood Drive. That's Horde thing. I didn't know that was an issue. That's fine. Resolved minor geometry on Blood Drive that could block bullets. That's fine. Improved messaging for core competitive rejoin when trying to rejoin after rejoin window ends, which I assume is for the quit out thing, which I've never had myself, so I don't know if that was an issue or not, but that's fine. Incendiary grenades now cooled down but not outplayed with execution rules on. That's fine, that's cool. Previous map high score will now display on end of round scoreboards in Horde. That's fine, it's Horde again. Trickshot ribbon now correctly awarded in Horde. That's fine. Sniper strike Horde skill. That's fine. Player scope with a long shot. The scope now displays for spectators. I wasn't even aware that was an issue, so that's fine. Fix an issue with suspending the title that could cause suspensions to last longer than intended. Again, I've not had a suspension thing, so I didn't realise there was an issue with that thing. That's fine. And then just other minor fixes and improvements. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but when it says other minor fixes and improvements, I would like to know what those other minor fixes and improvements are. Like, are they just not important things? Is that why you're not telling us? Or is it stuff that we should actually know but you're just choosing not to tell us? Like, with the patch notes, I want to know exactly what you're changing, what's being changed. I don't know. Hopefully it's nothing important and they're just doing that for the sake of saving time, but honestly I would like to know every individual thing that's been changed, but obviously they don't want to do that, so that's fine, we'll leave them to it. Overall, I mean, it doesn't really look like they've changed all that much. I mean, the delay with wall cancelling seems like the biggest thing to come out of that, really. Not too impressed with the new maps, honestly. I'd like to see some actual brand new maps that have never been seen before, personally. I don't mind using old maps. If you are going to do old maps, I would really like to see River and Jacinto come back from Gears 2. But I'm not really a fan of using maps that have been out for 4 months with the launch game and changing the light settings on them. That's not really on, I don't feel. And I have a feeling that a lot of the Gears community is going to be exactly the same with regards to that. I mean, I don't know, it might play really well. I've not played the new maps yet, so I can't completely comment on them, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of backlash regarding those two, or at least Impact Dark anyway. I think people will be alright with War Machine. But honestly, these patch notes have me more excited for the March update than anything, with new legacy characters and swarm characters coming back and pre-game lobbies for core and competitive. Seem like the two biggest things to come out of these patch notes, and they're both for next month's update. So I mean, I don't know, we'll have to see what happens with it all. As a whole, I don't feel like it's changed too much. Like I say, it's just really the delay with wall cancelling that seems like the biggest thing. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Other than that, it doesn't really look like they've changed a lot. So we'll just have to wait and hope that the March update does all that they've promised. But that's going to do it for now, guys. Be interested to see other people's sort of response to these patch notes. So please feel free to leave a comment below and sort of what you feel about these patch notes. It would be interesting to see what other people think as well. But that's going to do it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Any feedback, as always, is greatly appreciated, and I'll catch you all next time.